Of course, November 11th isn't the only day of remembrance. Every battle of every war has an anniversary. This past June 6th, the day we call D-Day, a man in a wheelchair led a procession of bagpipers on a march along the beaches of Normandy, France. 66 years ago, all the world's attention was focused here. The Allied forces were making their major push against Nazi Germany. And today's guest of honor, 87-year-old Bill Millin, was there. Millin would earn fame for his exploits on the battlefield. He was armed only with a knife and a set of bagpipes. You may know his story from the iconic 1962 film, The Longest Day.
I told you I heard bagpipes. It's a reinforcement.
Millin was the personal piper for Lord Lovat, a dashing Scottish nobleman who led a team of British commandos onto the beaches of Normandy that day. Bill Millin recalled Lovat's instructions to him in a taped interview from 1993.
He said, well, a Scotsman is going to lead the invasion, and a Scots piper is going to lead those 2 million men into Hitler's Europe. And that was a job they gave me.
These are the images that come to mind when we think of D-Day. Soldiers wading ashore against a hailstorm of German bullets.
Lots of chaps were killed coming off the ramp of the landing craft. The snipers killing them. The chap beside me who had said, well, cheers, and he was hit in the mouth and fell off the side. Well, that first day they reckoned that we lost about half the brigade.
Amazingly, someone took a photograph of Millin as he prepared to go ashore. In this fuzzy image, you can just see the tips of his bagpipes. As Millin tells the story, keeping his pipes dry was his foremost concern as he struggled through the roiling surf. After hitting the beach, he marched up and down, urging his comrades on with his music. Despite how absurd all this may sound to us today, Bill Millin was continuing a centuries-long tradition of bagpipes in war. Their unmistakable timbre was easily heard above the din of battle for miles. They could signal to allies that reinforcements were on the way. In the First World War, hundreds of British pipers were killed in the trenches, and as a result, they were prohibited from the front lines for World War II. But not Bill Millin. Lord Lovat told him, "That's the English War Office. You and I are both Scottish, and that doesn't apply."
I can send it to you as well on an email form.
There was a special urgency to the D-Day gathering this year. Bill Millin's piper friends had been raising money, hoping to build a statue in his honor. Millin's health was failing, and they had hoped to have it up in time for this year's celebration. But the fundraising hadn't been strong enough.
Welcome to this concert as a tribute to our D-Day piper, Bill Millin.
In the spirit of maybe next year, the pipers held a benefit concert. Millin signed autographs, posed for pictures, and greeted his fans, many of them local Frenchmen who told him they were grateful for the part he played in liberating their homeland.
And so we are here to pay tribute to all these young men who died for our freedom.
The pipers gathered at the Normandy American Cemetery and Memorial. Nearly 10,000 Americans are buried here. Most died on D-Day and the ensuing battles. Overlooking the grounds is a symbolic statue which portrays the spirit of American youth rising from the waves. More than a quarter of a century ago, President Ronald Reagan came to Normandy for the 40th anniversary of D-Day. He spoke of the heroism of individuals, including the many exploits of a young Scottish piper.
You remember the story of Bill Millin of the 51st Highlanders? 40 years ago today, British troops were pinned down near a bridge, waiting desperately for help. Suddenly they heard the sound of bagpipes, and some thought they were dreaming. Well, they weren't. They looked up and saw Bill Millin with his bagpipes, leading the reinforcements and ignoring the smack of the bullets into the ground around him.
This was the battle for Pegasus Bridge, also depicted in the Hollywood film The Longest Day. Bill Millin is no longer able to play the bagpipes, but in past years he often traveled to Normandy on the anniversary of D-Day to make the ceremonial march across this bridge, playing his pipes as he did those many years ago. On this day, others provided the music, but Millin still led the way. A few weeks after this ceremony, we traveled to Millin's home in southern England. Bill wanted to show us one of his favorite spots by the sea.
Southside, walk along there.
It was clear that his health had diminished considerably, and a few weeks later, he died. He had just turned 88 years old. Bill Millin may very well be the last man ever to lead an army into battle playing the bagpipes. Millin's friends are hopeful that one day soon there will be a statue of him here. And maybe, just maybe, a young child passing by will see it and stop for a moment to wonder who this man was. And that's our program for tonight. A special salute to our men and women in uniform serving overseas. May you return home safely. For HDNet, from the Long Island National Cemetery in New York, Dan Rather reporting. Good night.